The Queen is coming for the Affiliate Cup. Annie Thorisdottir and her subjects are going team. The semifinals are set. We'll tell you where and when the qualifying events for the games are going down. And Tia may be left out in the cold when it comes to the Winter Olympics. That's next on Game Central. Hi everybody, welcome to another edition of Game Central presented by NOBULL, the official footwear and apparel brand of CrossFit. I'm Sean Woodland, and the big news last week came out of the team side of the CrossFit Games season, where Annie Thorisdottir, coming off her best finish since 2017 as an individual at the CrossFit Games, has announced that she is going team this year. She went to her Instagram account and said, "Yes, I'm going team for the CrossFit Games 2022 season. I absolutely loved last season, and I'm so grateful how well everything is going in training. I'm still getting better, and I am very excited for this season." Here are the athletes who will be joining her on her quest to add a medal in the team side of things. Lauren Fisher, who's been to the CrossFit Games 7 times, will be the other woman on the team. And then Con Porter and Tola Moraquino, 9 CrossFit Games appearances between the two of them, and they will be coached by Annie Thorisdottir's partner, Frederick Agidius. For more on this move by Annie Thorisdottir, let's go to our European correspondent, Lauren Smith.
Thanks, Sean. Lauren here, reporting from South Wales. The news that Annie Thorisdottir was putting together a super team came as somewhat of a surprise to us lot here in Europe. After finishing 3rd in the 2021 Games, there was the general assumption that she'd be one of the main contenders, if not the fittest on earth, for 2022. The team will compete out of CrossFit Reykjavik, that's Annie's affiliate in Iceland, and she hasn't gone about it by halves, assembling an all-star cast with the goal of winning the CrossFit Games. First up, you have 27-year-old Lauren Fisher, who's travelled from the US to Iceland, bringing a wealth of knowledge to Reykjavik. She's a successful individual athlete in her own right, but perhaps the true benefit to her and her new team lies in her understanding of the Affiliate Cup. Following her 3 Games appearances with Team Invictus, her most recently taking 3rd place in 2019, she offers what Annie lacks, and that's team experience on the biggest stage. Also moving from the USA is Underdog Athletics' Tola Moraquino. Known for his max lifts and demolishing the snatch burpee box jump event 5 in 2021's quarterfinals, Tola, like Lauren, comes to Iceland with huge amounts of team experience, having been part of Back Bay and Invictus Boston previously. I spent some time with him in Dubai, and he told me he'd been working on his weaknesses, and that included swimming and cardiovascular. He feels he's really rounded out his skill set in the off-season. The final piece of the puzzle is Aussie Con Porter. He, like Annie, is largely known for his individual career at the CrossFit Games, having competed a whopping 5 times. However, having gone team with Project X in 2019, we know he's also an asset in that environment, and he backed that up at Wodapalooza, where his elite team of 3 came 2nd in a stacked field. On paper, the team is impressive, and what makes it exciting is it's been a really long time since the community has seen a collection of athletes that could finally halt the domination of Rich Froning's Mayhem Freedom at the top level. So, where does this leave the women's field? With Annie going team, and bear in mind there's no more Kristen Holter following her retirement, it really opens up the opportunity to those who narrowly missed out last year. I'm thinking athletes like Slovakia's Karen Freyova, the UK's Evie Hollis, or Norway's Mathilde Garns. My wildcard pick though, well right now I'm looking at the UK's rookie Lucy Campbell as an outside chance, especially following her 4th place finish at Wodapalooza in the individual category. Not to mention the return of Sarah Sigmundsdottir. Despite withdrawing in Miami, a 7th place finish in Dubai is a good reason to call it a comeback. So that's the breaking news out of Europe. I'll catch you guys soon. Sean.
Thank you, Lauren. Tommy Marquez is going to have a lot more on Annie Thorisdottir's new super team coming up on Inside the Leaderboard, so make sure that you keep your eyes open for that. Also this week, Monster Energy announced that they have signed 7 big-name CrossFit athletes, including the 2 defending fittest individuals on earth, Tia-Clair Toomey and Justin Medeiros. Monster said that they want to elevate, not disrupt, the sport of fitness. Hans Molenkamp, Monster's director of combat sports and CrossFit, told me that he is interested in promoting these various CrossFit athletes using their social media channels. If you go to Monster's official Instagram page, they have 7.8 million followers. That is a huge audience that can be exposed to the sport of CrossFit and the CrossFit athletes. So looking forward to seeing what Monster is going to do with that giant megaphone. Tia-Clair Toomey had qualified for a spot at the Winter Olympics, along with her break woman in two-person bobsled. But now her spot in the Olympics is in jeopardy. And for more on that, here's Tommy Marquez.
Thanks, Sean. Even though it was announced that Tia-Clair Toomey had helped the Australian bobsled team qualify a two-person bobsleigh for the Olympics, some unfortunate news has come down the pipe, at least for fans and CrossFitters hoping to see her at the Winter Olympics. This past weekend, the Australian Olympic Committee announced the candidates that had been selected for Australia to represent them in both the monobob and the two-person bobsleigh. Now, it gets a little tricky here on how this played out. There are rules through Australia and their bobsled committee that dictate that the same pilot has to be selected for both the monobob and the two-person bobsleigh. Now, even though Tia and her pilot were the ones that qualified Australia in the two-person bobsleigh, Bree Walker, who has the best chances of medaling for Australia in the monobob, was ultimately selected. That means she's going to represent Australia in both the monobob and the two-person bobsleigh. It's a little convoluted. I know it doesn't really quite make sense why they can't select the best pilots and teams for both separately, but those are the rules, and hopefully there's something that can be done in appeals or throughout this process that can get that updated to make sure that Australia sends their best teams top to bottom to the Olympic Games. Now, Tia-Clair Toomey is still all in on the 2022 season and potentially winning her 6th consecutive CrossFit Games title, but unfortunately for now, it looks like adding a Winter Olympics to her resume will have to hold off for now.
Thank you, Tommy. The semifinal dates have also been announced. We know the locations of 8 of the 10 competitions, and we have 3 new locations in the mix this year. All the action gets started May 20th. That's the first weekend of competition, the North American semifinal that has yet to be determined, the CrossFit Lowlands Throwdown, and the Torium Pro. The 3 new semifinals are the Far East Throwdown in Busan, South Korea, CrossFit Strength and Depth, that's in London, and Copa Sur, taking place in Brazil. The semifinals are the final qualifying stage to the CrossFit Games, so all 10 of these events will be sending men, women, and teams to compete in Madison, Wisconsin for the title of Fittest on Earth. Last year, we were able to have 5 of these events in person, and we are hoping that all 10 will be able to be held as planned here in 2022. That is going to do it for this edition of Games Central, presented by NOBULL. Remember, you can earn double points with a purchase from the NOBULL CrossFit Collection as a member of the Chipper, and the Open is right around the corner. It starts February 24th. Head to games.crossfit.com to register. Thanks so much for joining us, everybody. I'm Sean Woodland, and we'll talk to you next time.